in England, like under lockdown, they're not allowed to do certain things. They have curfews, things like that. Whereas I'm in Taiwan, doing whatever I want. There is a stereotype of, say, Asian education. It's partially true. I would definitely say so. It's a lot of just memorizing, testing, and just study. It was surreal, because I love Taiwan so much. You should really come back to Taiwan. Trust us. And I said, no, it's not gonna happen, right?
Merhaba, konnichiwa,
Привет.
ciao.
Hello， 朋友们，欢迎来到我的频道。这次的影片，我的来宾是来自英国的 Nina。
Hi， 大家好 ，What's up, guys？ I was working in the UK, working and living there, and I actually came back because of the virus.
I know.
Yes, I had my parents calling me every day when things just started to escalate. And they were telling me that, trust me, Taiwan has got this under control. The UK isn't doing any border control. Everyone's just going in and out, and everyone doesn't really know what's going on. So you should really come back to Taiwan. Trust us. And I said, no, it's not gonna happen, right? And then in a few days, the numbers just kept doubling, tripling, and they're like, okay, I think you're right, let me just book a flight. I came right back. It was surreal, because I love Taiwan so much. I would feel like, I definitely feel like Taiwan is my home because I did spend the majority of my life here. But when I was in England, I was trying to start my career. And honestly, at that time, it was quite tough for me because I was there kind of starting things by myself. I had relatives, but my parents were still here and my brother was still here. So coming back was definitely like, oh, I'm glad to be home, right? And then as soon as things started to get worse in England and the lockdown happened, I was like, oh wow, it's really good to be home, because everyone is in England, under lockdown, they're not allowed to do certain things. They have curfews, things like that. Whereas I'm in Taiwan doing whatever I want, going out normally, and everything is pretty much the same. I came around a time when things were just starting, so I was lucky. But I do know all of the stories that people have been telling me what's going on in the UK, and I'm living through what Taiwan is doing, right? Because when I was there, my parents had mentioned that people are wearing masks, and we do have experience with SARS, so we were extra prepared. And as soon as things started getting worse, they already started putting certain, let's say, rules into place. They started, say, making people do quarantine for 14 days.
Like in Turkey.
Really, nothing.
We don't have quarantine.
What's the situation there?
I mean, it's also, worse than Taiwan because most of the places are worse than Taiwan. In Taiwan, we feel like we don't have virus.
Yeah.
But most of the countries like Turkey, France, Italy,
No,
UK,
Europe pretty much.
Europe,
Yeah, Europe.
no quarantine. When you go back to Turkey,
That's it.
just go and join the society.
Yeah. Just it's to each their own. Everyone has to take care of themselves. There is a stereotype of, say, Asian education. It's partially true. I would definitely say so. It's a lot of just memorizing and testing and just study. You go to school afterwards, you go to cram school, and you go home and you still have things to do. You have different lessons, And honestly, in Portugal, the culture is very laid back. Very laid back. So it's more relaxed, People don't really have that kind of pressure, academic pressure. They focus more on developing the mind instead of just memorizing textbooks, I would say. And yeah, it's a lot more outdoor time, definitely. So I think that I would definitely prefer, say, European education because in Taiwan, I've been in it and it was very overwhelming for me.
Really?
Yes, and it's a lot of rules. I know that in most Asian cultures, it's a lot about discipline, isn't it? But I think that also suppresses, say, self-expression. Because such as certain, most schools, you have to wear uniforms. And for me, as someone who, growing up, I had my own identity. I felt like expressing myself through what I wore and things like that. And that was something that I had to struggle with at school, and I would always get into trouble for not going according to the dress code. And my father would actually constantly support me on this. He would just say like, well, tell the principal that you want to express yourself. Tell them that your father says it's okay. Tell them that these rules are stupid. So he was big on actually supporting me expressing myself. So I think that I'm quite lucky in having that support system and also culture in my life.
I see.
I'm actually right now, because before I left Taiwan, I was in the entertainment business a little bit. That's actually how we met.
I know.
was on TV shows. And right now I'm actually starting my YouTube channel. So that's what I'm focusing on right now.
Okay, so all our viewers, they can also subscribe to your channel.
Oh, yeah, link wherever.
I'm gonna let them know about your channel. No problem.
Thank you. I have taught English a lot of my study, like academic times, like to save up on the side. So I would say the best way is to actually put yourself in a situation where you are only able to use that language. That is the best way. So obviously most people who have been abroad don't really have a problem with learning languages because you're in a place, a foreign language is constantly being spoken to you. You don't have a choice but to use that language to communicate to people. So I would say definitely you need to surround yourself with people who speak the language. You need to put yourself in a situation where you have to use the language and you'll automatically learn because that's survival instincts in a human being, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so that's something definitely that I would recommend. And you have media all over, right? You have the choice of watching movies or listening to music in certain languages. So that is another choice that you can make.
I see.
Yeah.
OK， 大家听到了没有？好好要听一下 Nina 的建议。Okay, the final part of my video is always introducing Taiwan in your native language. Since you are coming from UK,
Yes.
So what you want to say to the world about Taiwan, please?
I would say that Taiwan is an amazing place, and I honestly feel so proud and honored to be half Taiwanese. And it's just, I would say it's definitely like an underrated country. Not many people know too much about it, but I think as the years have gone on, people have started to hear about Taiwan more, and especially with the virus going on, people started to recognize Taiwan because of how well we're doing. We have like an amazing economy, amazing people, so passionate and kind and friendly, and food is good as well, you know. It's a lovely country, it's convenient, it's cheap, it's easy to live in. You should definitely visit. I mean, I don't know if you can right now because of the virus.
After the virus, no problem, after the virus. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe Nina's channel and subscribe my channel. 我们下次见，朋友们，请期待我们的下一个影片。拜拜！哎，终于讲中文了。我也每天讲中文，还是英文，还是土耳其话。啊，待会是要讲德文哦，太累了。拜。
太厉害了。